Okay, we would like to welcome you to the December 27th meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence. Thank you. Public comment. Anything, Frank? No? Okay. Thank you. Department head, I didn't mean thank you like that's It was just a surprise.
Try to get you out early tonight.
Yeah, that is good.
Good love you, Frank.
Department head or committee items.
They're all here for the next item.
Okay. We should move right along here. Budget and warrant articles.
In your packet in front of you, and everyone that's sitting here has a copy of the third draft with a date of 12/27 across the middle. It's pretty much complete. I'll go out on that limb. And all the proposed and default numbers are in there, verified by the finance administrator. The zoning articles still have yet to be finalized, so that's why I can't really put numbers to the rest of the article.
The dates on the front, are those,
Correct? Now you got me wondering.
it says February 4th.
Yep, Saturday.
That's correct?
Yeah, we opted for the first one. We always have.
Mhm.
It's the 4th or the 11th this year, and I've reserved the school for the 4th.
And the budget numbers here?
The budget numbers are here, and I'm just going to point you in the direction of the totals. You'll see that the proposed is about $6,000 less than default.
I think we were talking earlier today, you said that the,
Careful with that. There was a mistake found, so.
there was, okay.
Yeah, after we talked.
So after we talked, what did it come out to?
The total,
The percentage of difference between last year's and this year's, the approved budget last year.
oh, that might have been, oh, hang on, I have it too. 1.67? 1.72.
1.7.
Yeah, I think they all have this, don't they? Okay. The increase of the 2017 proposed over the 2016 approved is 1.61%.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Sure. The increase of the 2017 proposed over the 2016 that was approved is 1.61%. Keep in mind, you got the garage you're paying for.
And that's included in that?
Yep.
The garage payment?
Yep.
Plus the payment on the leases for the,
Grader,
Grader.
Yep, the capital overlays there. And I don't want to confuse the whole item with, the 2017 default over the 2016 approved is 1.72, because the default is higher than the proposed. And the difference between the proposed and the default is a minus 0.11%, which is $6,000.
Anyone else have questions on the proposed budget? Jen and I did meet again last week with the team at the police union. So these are all up-to-date numbers?
Yes. And the tax impacts are there too.
Yeah, I see that.
So the tax impact for the first year would be up 2 cents.
Yes.
The non-union would be about 4 cents.
The non-union is the next article, because you have to include all the highway now.
Yep.
Just a suggestion on the collective bargaining article.
Mm-hmm.
That, this agreement provides for the police department employees to be covered by the same health insurance plan as all other town employees.
Oh,
That probably isn't necessary
No.
because they're already covered by it. It
that's
was
right.
really
But
from the
the-
last contract.
This, we still need to leave the increase of premiums.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Just the last sentence, is it all right if it says this agreement will increase premium contributions from 7 to 10, or I should say health insurance premium, right? So this agreement will increase health insurance premium contributions from 7%.
Is
that okay?
I would just by union members or something. By police union members or,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that concept.
We'll work it, yeah.
You work on the language with the concept.
Yeah. And then the next page is the 3% as you divide it, as you talked about, all non-personnel. 34,636 represents 4 cents.
And what we talked about last week, just to remind
3%,
people,
4 cents.
that 3% would be a pool.
Right.
And then they would be distributed depending on people's evaluations. Some may be
Correct.
higher than 3, some may be lower than 3. Some may be 3.
The next one, the government building, was blank last week, and we really didn't come up with a number. So I just kind of took it upon myself to place $75,000 there.
That was last year's number, correct?
That was last year's number, yeah.
I think we need that much because, you know, we've got some pretty high estimates on stuff on the town hall that has to be done. And even if we spread it over 2 years, we'll probably spend this much on it.
You
Mhm.
get the gazebo too, is that going on?
The gazebo's gonna go back out in the spring, yep.
Yeah, so that'll come
Comes from that
on.
fund.
Same fund.
So,
Those are the two.
And there's actually, Sean's got a locker room project going on that we're trying to get people to bid on to redo over there.
That
We have-
wasn't what we put in last week, that we,
No, that was not.
No,
no.
you know, the carpet and what was the other?
it was the last week you did the, agreement to do the backgrounds,
Yeah,
you did the carpet.
But we
the
decided to buy
prosecutor.
something out of this year's budget.
We bought the Veridesks, the lockers,
And the red man.
and not lockers, file cabinets, the red man suit, and the Veridesks, and then the compressor for the DPW. This is a different project.
Any questions on the government building and maintenance fund.
Police cruiser one I did not touch. I know we had a lot of conversation about that. And I didn't put a tax impact because we talked about possibly using unreserved or undesignated fund balance. So I didn't touch that article at all, nor did I put a tax impact.
And the difference between purchasing them outright and going over the 3-year lease to own is about $6,000
Yes.
approximately.
So do you purchase them outright? You change the article, to the dollar amount and, or,
What are people's thoughts on that? As far as, two questions here. One is, should we draft an article that, I know not everybody agrees with this, but that would ask voters to approve it based on taking it out of the unreserved fund balance because of the critical situation?
you can spend,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
it would be, no, you go to the voters. You can't, no, we're not, he's not talking about buying it
No,
now.
I'm talking like what,
No, we're
No.
not buying it today.
yeah,
We
okay.
can't. Naomi
What's that?
checked
No
with
is
the-
no.
No, I know
We're pretty sure.
I knew that.
No.
She did check with Laura.
No is no.
And there's no way that we could do
Yeah,
that.
you
Would
draft,
it confuse people to say, do you wanna lease it, or do you wanna purchase them
you'd have to
outright?
draft a second article and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
if this one passes, then the lease one would be,
Yeah, I
would go
think-
away.
I keep it simple, either, I think we have to make a decision
Yep.
on which way we think it would be best. And actually, we have 3 different options here.
Mhm.
We could put a straightforward warrant article for $107,000 to purchase the 3 vehicles and equip them. Or we could draft the same article, asking voters to take it out of the unreserved fund balance because it's a critical need. $107,000 approximately. Or we could leave it pretty much as it is here and say that we're proposing a 3-year lease to own, with the first year being 57,
Mhm. Just like you have it
et
there.
cetera, just like it says here. So there are 3 options we have to go with. But we have to pick one. We can't.
No, we can't say if this one, it just
Right.
You can do it.
be wicked.
They'll all be no if we do that. Confuse everybody.
I mean, my feeling is, if anything, a writing on the warrant of a 0 tax impact.
You take it out of the unexpended fund balance,
Right.
then it'd be no impact.
Right.
It'd be no,
So-
I mean, it's granted, it's already money that's been
Mhm.
taxed, and,
But-
Yeah.
but
The upcoming.
for this warrant article
Um,
itself, it'd be 0 tax impact.
I'm in favor of that,
I
but
think,
just
I
putting
think
it
that
in to
would,
take it out of the, and
Okay.
purchase them. you
to
know,
purchase them, right.
Purchase them outright?
Purchase them outright with 0 tax impact.
With 0 tax, it's already been taxed, so I mean, it's
Right.
not gonna be, it's gonna be a 0 in tax impact for the
For
upcoming.
17,
Yeah.
right.
So that article have to be rewritten.
And then,
Is
you
that,
know, instead of keep paying for them, we'll
No,
buy
I
it.
agree with that.
And I think that would give it
Okay.
just a slightest more
okay?
help.
So you're gonna purchase outright with
Yeah.
it all coming from the fund,
That-
undesignated fund balance with 0?
And I think that's probably got a better shot at
Right.
going through.
Hopefully.
Well,
Those
we
are-
get,
I mean, I
if
don't
we
know
get
how
up,
many-
Dire need.
if we get up and explain it, well, yeah, I mean, it's not just, the car's not just fit to be the road, I mean, it's, you're looking at the safety of the public, if the car's coming the other way, if they're on a call, the safety of the officers, which is, even more paramount, officers in the car, I mean, they have a,
In the other
when they get the mileage, they start having catastrophic, issues with them, such as the frame or stuff breaking off, then
And we've
even at 20
spent
miles an hour.
more than
it's-
half of that amount this year on
Right.
repairs. I
Yeah.
think that has to be
In the last 2 years, you've
Last 2
spent
years
more than
we
the
spent-
total.
Yeah, spent more than the total. So I think if we pick that forward, we should,
So that'll be a rewrite for the next.
Yeah.
Ear packs.
I didn't touch air packs, just added the tax impact.
There was a question, and I've been thinking about it, and I think I agree as far as the consistency of the wording of the articles.
Okay.
You know, either we're going to apply it to the fund and then spend out of the fund, or we're gonna use it as an offset. It should say the same thing in each of these, the one with
There's several of
air
them, yeah.
packs, and, you know, there's several that are like that. And I think in the past, we have, said, to raise and appropriate, $100,000 to be placed in the,
Mhm.
fund, and then, there actually, if it's $100,000 and it's 4,500 in there, we would only have to add the difference to the
Mhm.
fund,
95.5,
95.5 to the fund,
right.
in order to purchase these. And it'd be the same thing with the,
I know in some places, sometimes you raise and appropriate
Yeah,
the
see, I
full
didn't,
amount to purchase.
Right.
And then, you'll drop the 4,500 from the total price, you know, and 4,500 of which will be coming from
right, and I didn't,
capital reserve.
Laura and I didn't get into the wording, because you mentioned that last week.
Yeah. I think
between-
that's what she'll tell you may have to do, so.
I'm almost thinking the opposite,
I think so.
thinking how we have it written, but,
That may be, depends on, I guess. what the
Well, as long as it's
consistent, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
but I think I disagree with you on that, Jack, because the 4,500 would have already been raised.
No,
Yeah.
the 4,500 minus 4,500, they'll be coming out of the capital reserve fund or out of the reserve fund. And, you know, I understand what you're saying, I agree, it should be consistent, and you should explain that there's
Mhm.
money in that account that is gonna be coming out, so it's not like you're gonna take.
and I think that's
more.
more up to us to sell and be in the mailer,
And
In the
also,
mailer, right.
but they'll-
because it's already been taxed, it's sitting there.
to let people know that there's money in there that's gonna be, it's not gonna be the full boat, because some people will look at it, oh, geez, they're gonna raise, you know, $220,000 for a dump truck, you know.
Well, consistency was mentioned twice last week.
And I don't think it'd be too hard to craft that
No,
as like the truck and tobacco.
So it'd be something like, well, let's look at the 10-wheeler for a minute. The 185,556 is actually the amount that we need, because there's already 35 in there, correct?
Correct.
So it could be something like appropriate $185,596 to be added to the previously established,
Air pack replacement fund.
yeah,
10-wheeler.
whatever the fund,
Yeah,
but then
truck.
Right,
somehow work in the fact that there's already money, 35,000 in there.
in the mailer.
That's, but I mean, ask
I
Laura.
think it's when you raise a warrant article, because
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Put
we
it
do
right
that,
out
you
in the
should do it
warrant
for the
article,
10-wheeler and
so-
tobacco.
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
No, but the 185, Tom, on the truck is the less what's in there.
Less, 220.
That's a net, the
right,
185 is.
220 less, $30,000 or whatever it is for the truck. And then
So I just wanted to, I mean, I have to run them by Laura and DRA. I mean,
in the
I'll
past,
draft
you said that
them.
you've had to put it out that you have to raise and appropriate the full amount, then you deduct whatever you have from there, so the total cost is gonna be this. So you're not gonna have,
I agree with the consistency, it's just whichever way you're gonna,
I mean, they'll tell you, they're the ones that do it.
well, right,
They're the ones
DRA
the
is gonna be
expert.
the one that says yes. But if DRA, I'm just gonna throw this out there, if DRA comes back and says, not to be so wordy, kind of like,
Yeah,
I have it written here, is that okay? I mean, that's who has to pass it anyway.
What was it, 2 years ago we bought a truck? No, that had no lease or anything
Right,
attached.
just went into there.
Purchase, so if we just go back and paraphrase that article.
Okay.
We should be good.
Okay, but you want them all the same, so the air packs,
Yeah.
everything's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, that,
Okay.
you know,
they know that there's money there, that was gonna,
again, my opinion, you don't agree.
Well, I think that's fine. But again, consistency across the board, whatever.
yeah,
Whatever
consistent
one-
one way or the other, it should
Especially
be.
using those
So it's,
CRS.
there's no, you know, it doesn't get confusing.
Yeah.
It's confusing enough at times.
Doesn't need any help.
The next one is the repeaters.
Backhoe is the same thing, we just need the wording, but
Mm-hmm. The 10-wheeler, the backhoe,
Yeah,
the,
backhoe.
yeah.
road reconstruction is the same wording we've always had.
yep,
Remember we see-
Oh, yeah.
The repeaters is not consistent. The repeaters is kind of hanging out there on its own.
But that's kind of purchase more so than adding to the CRF.
Yeah, and I think maybe there could be a larger discussion as to
I mean, if we.
being a safety need and maybe
we
buying
take
it this
that right
year.
out of the unused fund balance. And purchase it, and it's a,
Life safety.
yeah, it's a life safety issue for fire, police, highway, you know, the town communications, that once the sun goes down,
That's it.
get back to tin can of the string, you know,
It is
basically.
It is true.
The string is flammable,
Yeah.
so you might have just the cans.
And it's tattered too,
Or you
already.
get, like getting out a flashlight and relay Morse code across town or something.
Probably easier.
Are you saying to offset it? Or are you
I
saying,
think what the suggestion
I think
is
it's
that
maybe
we
we
do the
just-
same thing as we did last year with the last week with the compressor, is
Just
that what you're
buy it.
saying?
Yeah.
just buy them?
Yeah.
Well, somebody will need to make a motion. So I'll have to remove it
I
off
think
here.
I don't know. That's my feeling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion that we remove the article for the AC repeaters for the town communication system from the warrant and make the purchase of it for $25,000 from the.
This year?
Yes, this year, from the unexpended fund balance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that's gone.
We've got the money there, might as well.
So that
Oh,
wording
the
is
chief has a
okay?
question.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
First, thank you. And how will we manage that? Is that gonna go to?
what we'd have to do, I think, is we're gonna have to, purchase order or something,
Yeah.
so to
Only 'cause
encumber
there's
it.
different vendors and,
Involved.
Well, you have, I
It's not
thought you
as-
had a vendor that you were working with.
No, but it's two different.
well, we have public service, we have
Oh, yeah.
electrician, we may have other contractors, cause one of them is underground, so we're GCing basically
Yeah.
multiple vendors. So I don't know if it's easier to go the
Encumber.
reserve fund route, or I don't know how to manage that going forward,
Do you,
money-wise.
well, do you know the vendors that make up the 25? Approximately how, well, I guess I'll just ask Beth.
Doesn't matter.
So if we do a purchase order for 25 for a project out of, I would assume the fire department money,
Yeah, if we just, whether it's gonna be a project.
a
that's
one-time,
managed outside of the
It's a
capital
one,
reserve
it's a
fund.
one-time.
because she'll have to create a line that
That's fine.
says one-time and put it, and then and put it out here in the POs so it doesn't,
Okay.
Yeah, it's a one-time.
she said she could work through that.
And this doesn't show that it's in a fund balance, is it?
No,
It's
No,
not,
I
it's
just
not
wanna
in
make
any
sure that
reserve.
we didn't do something and find out.
Yeah. it's
no,
not
because
in-
you gotta either purchase order it or,
It has to be encumbered in some way.
well, that's what I mean, if you purchase order it,
yeah,
takes it out.
purchase out of it.
And she said she could do that, purchase order it out and let him work on it.
Yeah, and then as the stuff comes in, yeah,
From your budget,
it's gonna be transferred from one to the other.
Pretty close to that.
well,
Yeah.
last I knew you had enough money. Unless
Yeah,
you
we're-
get it.
We're probably right there.
Mm, mm,
I guess I misunderstood.
yeah. Well, we're just gonna do it this year.
So that way, you're on the grid.
Don't get excited about the future.
Yeah, yeah. This is to put
It's the
you,
wheels, it's all the pieces.
yeah, it's to put you on the grid.
And what I did, if you noticed, I kinda lumped the departments together.
Yeah.
So that the first one is police.
Yep.
And I think we joked around today, I did it by distance to the town office. Sean goes first, he goes next, Benji lives in town. For deliberative session needs.
Yeah, Penji's the closest, isn't it?
So I did the highway all next, together. Again, there was no change other than the tax impacts were added. We'll check on the rewrites so they're all consistent. Road reconstruction is the same exact that we've always done. Bridge improvement, I added the word or replacement, but again, Laura's gonna have to weigh in on that. She's also gonna need to know what the bridge improvement maintenance fund was set up for, to make sure we can do it that way, or we'll have to change that.
Yeah, we might have to,
Make a new fund.
yeah, make them.
Right.
Or amend the original fund.
She'll be able to.
Correct.
tell us what
Yeah.
to do.
And that, so, I'll wait on weigh in on that too. But that's not gonna change the intent of what we're doing, of any of this. Boat ramp repairs, I didn't change at all. I added the tax impact. The cypre is 0 because it comes out of the trustees' money. Hazardous waste day, I did not add the phrasing, which I can very well add, that it won't be transferred. I think that was asked last week. If you turn to the fireworks one, it says, if approved, may not be transferred for any other purposes. I could add that. I didn't. I could just say at the end, for any other purposes, because it says, if the operating patches, this article would not be used.
Right.
I would say for any other purposes.
Yeah, I personally don't think you need that, because we can't do anything with any article for any other
I know.
purpose.
I know. I leave it off if you want.
It's just gonna go into the other part of
It's not gonna use it.
it. Yeah, what it's assigned for.
So with that thinking, do we need that, what, do we need that for fireworks articles?
I don't think you do, but
Alright,
that's my personal thought. You can only use it for what
If
you've
it
been
was-
asked for.
if it- Yeah, it's for fireworks.
Right.
If you had it, say, for patriotic celebration, then
Right.
they could
Period.
say, spirit,
Yeah.
then they could take it and use it for
Yeah.
anything.
But you specifically are expressing what you're purchasing.
right.
It says right on it, non-transferable sum.
Going back to the bridge improvement, just to
Sure.
ask the road agent, how are they making out on the bridge? It's been up.
Yeah, pretty good. They got 2 stringers left to do. Do painting, I guess. I'm not sure
They got some welding and some painting
how that's
to do. I think it's gonna be an aerosol.
Yeah.
Threshold.
I'm just gonna repeat it, so
Oh,
if somebody's
sorry.
listening and they
Yeah.
wanna know what you said. That, Benji was asked how they're doing on the bridge, and he said there is 2 stringers that are left to do, and some welding.
painting, yeah. Welding and painting, and that's it, I guess. I talked to the guys down there doing it, and of course they're under there when vehicles are going over and sees how everything moves, and they said it seems like it's much better already with the work that they've already done, so. And, I think the engineer made a little checkup visit, and he said everything looked like it was going.
And while Benji's there, I had an email. It's in my report, but I can just, while he's standing there. The town marshal from Kleinfelder went out Friday and looked at it, and same thing. At the time Friday, there was 5 stringers out of the 8 done. Just very important that the weight limit won't be just removed once they go away. It still has to go through, the Kleinfelder has to inspect it, and he has to send a stamped drawing to DOT. DOT will approve it, and then the signs can come down. It's not an automatic, so it may be a couple more weeks into January before the signs come down. Just, that's paperwork trail.
Conservation Commission articles are, I assume, the same wording as in previous years?
Those are exact worded as last year. And the only thing you did was, you've got a licensed forester, but you didn't buy any. There was no property available that they wanted to purchase this year.
Is that the same dollar amount?
Same
under-
exact.
Under the 125?
Yeah. Steve sent that, he sent something, an email or something, that he
Yeah.
said pretty much that same exact amount.
Yeah, it's exactly.
So, just before we leave it, we're all set on the collective bargaining as it's printed, right?
Yeah.
Except for having it reviewed by council. Same thing with the non-union raises.
Yeah.
Government building and maintenance fund.
Yeah.
Cruises, we decided to draft an article that we'll take the money from the undesignated fund balance for approximately $107,000, because we'll save $6,000 by purchasing them outright. Air packs, we've gone over that. We've eliminated the repeater article because we're purchasing them this year. And then we're just looking for consistency in the next two to the wording. Anything else? Anybody have any questions? Oh, we also.
That's it.
Do any of the department heads here want to comment on any of these before we put this to the side for the day?
Now, I'm going to post this week a public hearing for the budget and the warrant articles, which is Monday, January 16th. There's no need of, I mean, you can look at this another Monday night and another Monday night if you'd like, but I don't know that, I mean, I got to run it by Laura and everything else. So probably the next time you would see it would be at the public hearing. I could email it to you ahead, but
Yeah, just email it.
yeah. Because then we'll have the public hearing for anybody to talk about any of the budget or the articles, so.
Now, when we meet with the finance committee,
Thursday?
Thursday, will you have the rewording done? even
I'll have the
though-
rewording, it won't be run by town council,
No,
yep.
But we'll have that to present.
Yep.
Anything else on the warrant? Minutes.
Thank you.
The budget's done.
We're done.
Did you want to go over anything on the revenue piece here, or?
Oh, that's
I don't, no,
Proposed
not,
and proposed?
no, I don't think we,
it was pretty well.
yeah, I think it's there. I think we have to leave it till the end of the year, Tom.
Yep.
We're good if you are, unless you want to talk about revenue. Beth?
I thought we'd finish the year.
Did I,
Get a year.
did I
Yeah.
hear that we had more than what we got earlier?
Are we ahead? Yeah.
Or ahead of what we were estimating
Yes.
by a substantial amount, or?
No,
Not substantial.
no, we just revised them 3 months ago.
Yeah. We're gonna be ahead of the revised ones, though. Yeah. We'll be ahead of what we revised in October.
Well, you're talking about revenues 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So
was
like-
thinking we
Oh.
were talking about our projections
Oh,
for
no.
2017. Those haven't changed.
No, I mean, I looked at them again today and revised them a little bit, but you guys will see them, probably the 9th then. I'd like to finish the year so you guys can get an actual,
Yeah.
what we took in this year, so you can kind of see.
But that increase that we're seeing in 16 will actually be more money in the undesignated fund balance that we can use to offset taxes next year. Any questions? Minutes of December 19th.
All set. Talk about what? No, another night. You need to go to sleep
Yeah, you're gonna need it come Thursday.
Yeah, every third day.
every
Any,
third.
Anybody have anything on page 1?
Over in the
I didn't
minutes.
have anything on page 1, so.
Sean, you all set?
I am just finishing up.
A text.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too. My intention was to come to the finance committee meeting Thursday night, but with the weather.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
been forecast, don't plan on seeing
Well, we'll see you next year.
it. Yes, indeed. Take care.
Yeah, thanks.
Drive safe, Sean.
Page 2, I had a couple of small items where it says review second draft of warrant articles, second line down, so there were no warrant article, I think you meant numbers, only names of the items, so I
Okay.
just inserted the word numbers. And then in the last paragraph on that page, end of the first line, I just changed is to are. And then in the last line, I crossed out the word for, to be used to purchase a new compressor.
Okay.
I just crossed out the word for. Anything else on that page? Okay, on the next page, second paragraph from the bottom, just missed a T on event. Warrant is in the event, the operating budget does not,
Is in the event.
and I
yeah,
put pass.
does not fail.
In the event, the operating budget does not pass, one has it as, I think that's what you meant by that. You said does not, in the event it does not fail.
Could have been when the phone rang when I didn't know. Yeah.
Yep, okay,
Yeah.
so that's what you're saying, though, in there.
And then under the last paragraph there, I just inserted in the second line after Mountain Road, I put potholes
Oh,
as a result of Mountain Road
Yeah.
potholes.
Yeah.
Anything else on that page? Anything on the last page? Move to approve the minutes of December 19th.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
before you make the manifest, can we have a brief discussion? Next Tuesday, if you follow suit with your meetings, you can't do Tuesday because the zoning board's in here. So if you're gonna meet, you'd have to do Wednesday.
Isn't
I
there
don't-
5 weeks?
Yeah, there's 5 Mondays in the month of January, so I don't see why we just.
Well, and I thought ahead, and I'm just I'll tell you, which is why there's a note on the bottom of the manifest. If you decided not to meet next week, you still have 4 Mondays in January, and there's an if on the bottom. See the big if the board meets, then you have to include that. If you're gonna decide to meet, then you don't include that phrase. But I don't know what anybody's thoughts are.
Well, I hate to not have the people's company next week, but
We can come to your house for coffee.
Yeah, we'll come in.
Because it would be Wednesday,
eye test.
Wednesday or Thursday, but then
That's it, there you go.
Top numbers.
But
it is, I
are we
mean,
okay with the budget and everything else?
well, that's why, she'll be back on the 9th, because you have 10 days into the new year,
Yeah.
which the second, which would be your meeting night would be the 9th. We would go over everything. Finalize, she'd have everything done, because you only have till
Okay.
the 10th to do that. So the 9th would be fine, I'm just saying. And then the 16th is a public hearing, then you have 2 weeks. We'll have to get our stuff ready for deliberative session in the 2 weeks that follow the public hearing.
So people agreed that we're just gonna
Wait, yeah,
wait
got 2
until
weeks.
next 2 weeks.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our next meeting will be on
January 9th,
January 9th.
2017.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See you 16.
So we will need this. at
You need the
bottom.
bottom, yeah.
Okay, I moved to order the treasurer to sign payroll checks,
Seth.
accounts payable, dated December 29th, 2016, and January 1st, 2017, as included in the following manifest. Payroll manifest, $56,140.97. Forest fire payroll manifest, $614.15. There are 2 accounts payable manifests, one for $41,951.06, one for $32,651.96. There's also a John Stark Regional Accounts Payable Manifest for $250,000 and a Weare School District Accounts Payable Manifest for $450,000, giving us a total manifest of $831,358.14.
Second.
Just a minute.
You're not done.
Yeah, before a couple times.
Yeah, I thought he was done.
No,
Yeah.
you gotta read the bottom.
Also,
Dramatic pause.
also to order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated December 5th,
January.
estimated to be about 50,000, January 5th, excuse me, 2017. What did I say?
December. He wants
I don't
Christmas
want
again.
every
He wants to turn the clock back.
We're going to, yeah, I do. January 5th, 2017, estimated to be about 50,000. Moreover, order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of 50,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of January 9th, 2017, without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion in the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Now it's your cue.
Yeah, he had that dramatic
All
pause.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Administrative report.
Okay, there's nothing changed on the government buildings, as from last week. I think people are, it's kind of a messed up with holidays. I haven't heard back from team engineering, so, I was gonna hop down to River Road Bridge, but we kind of already discussed the River Road Bridge. Thursday this week, the Finance Committee will be meeting. I'm gonna post it tomorrow for a meeting, just in case more. You're all welcome to go. It's upstairs at 7 o'clock. We did finalize tonight's stuff, other than I have to make some, rewrites, run it by Laura, and I'll let you guys know, but I also had mentioned at the public hearing, which will be a separate posting tomorrow for the, budget and the warrant articles for 17 is Monday night. I will probably move it to 7:30, just to give, it's entirely up to you unless you want to start a few minutes early, but, I mean, if, I don't want to sit a half an hour if we've got a crowd that my thought was 7, because you can do the Pledge of Allegiance, you can do the moment of silence, and you could go right into the public hearing.
That's good.
I haven't done anything more. Not sure anybody's thoughts might be on the creating a policy or not. The state law is out there for 5 years. I gladly will copy it and send it to you guys when I read it. I mean, it's not new territory, and I did send you the one from
Northfield.
Northfield. It was very generic. They talk about the state law, to be honest with you. They talk about the maintained in accordance with the 33A, and it's actually 5A. So it's not, the skateboard park, I'm still waiting for some dates to meet. I think we talked about meeting not on a Monday night, but kind of meeting together, maybe jointly not on their night either. So I've reached out to the chair and asked for some possible dates. At the same time, I'll reach out, I told Tom today, Joe Fiala was very involved in the skateboard, so I'm gonna probably, because Mary's gone back through minutes and there's like paragraphs, but it doesn't really, there's no really alluding of who is, there's no contract we can find, you know.
As far as
The original, just for the history
Sure.
of it,
Sure,
the original skateboard park was in front of the old middle school.
correct.
And it was much, much bigger
Yeah.
than what they have there now. And I think it was built, I don't know the details of it, as a,
Memorial Park.
Memorial.
Yep, yep.
and then, when the decision was made to put the building in as it is now, obviously it had to go. But there was an agreement that, when the new building was done, that there'd be a place set aside for it. In the meantime, we moved some things up to, Inison,
Mm-hmm.
so there was a skateboard park there for a year or so when this
Right.
was being built, and then, Joe and other people,
Mm-hmm.
put together what is over there now, which is really is a small, much smaller version than what we had before. Now, I don't know the specifics of what's going on
Yeah.
now, but I think there's probably concern because there was not a playground for younger children there before. But I think that's probably one of the issues that,
Mhm.
that the school district has. But I'm just, there was an article in the Concord Monitor today about this. It was quoted Marge Burke from the school board, and also there was a comment by Keith in there. Not a negative really, except that they're seeing a lot of vandalism and that the school board's still waiting. It sounded like they were waiting on us
Mm-hmm.
to give them some dates so that we can sit down and discuss what to do about it before spring is here and it becomes more used.
It's not so bad now, but I've been over there Thursday nights for scout meetings, because they have it at the middle school. And there's kids out there till 8, 9 o'clock at night, and they've done damage. I mean, they've ripped pipes out, it's metal, there's a metal pipe it's laying out there, and there's nobody, I don't think, that takes care of it. I don't know who's responsible to take care of it. Or, you know, I've been over other meetings, and they're 8, 9 o'clock in the dark, and they're out there tearing it down.
It's not posted?
There was,
I didn't see any sign posting, but I mean, it could be, but that doesn't mean they didn't tear it down if they're doing other.
well, that's what I mean, there was some rules, there was helmets, there was,
Who's, you know, who enforces them, that's.
Yeah, there was a
That's it,
sign.
the
up
parents.
there was a sign of the rules, and then there was a sign with a memorial park on it.
I didn't see any sign.
And we actually closed it for a little while because Primex did an inspection and they had to fix some things before we could reopen it.
Right.
I mean, it should be under supervision, Parks and Rec.
hmm And I think it was visible to the point that, you know, I think the police were going by, you know,
I mean,
but,
we're short in that
Sure, no,
department,
I know we're
and-
short.
But I mean, it's like, I know I've been over there, and it's like, over in there, and you can hear them carrying on, then all of a sudden, it's like, I hear a pipe go slamming across the pavement, and then you go over there, and there's a pipe almost as long as this table with a bend in it, was laying in the middle of the,
Was that part of the,
I don't know where it came from, it was part of the park, or,
Hmm.
but it's just laying on the ground, so I mean, I think, it has to be checked,
I think it's being used by older kids, even during the day,
I mean, I see
because,
some of the kids go over there from the middle school and they get released in the upper elementary now, and they get their scooters and they go
Yep.
racing in over there,
Yep.
that's fine, I mean, I don't know how, but even during the school time, there's nobody that, you know, when they're getting released, there's nobody.
well, I mean, Tom and I had the conversation today, there's one, Hopkinton has one right in the front of the high school. I mean, that doesn't, I wonder,
That one's right out in the open, so it's pretty well
yeah,
observed, and, yeah, and I know the police do, over they take a lot of
Mhm.
notice, but that one's a lot more visible.
right, it's right by the main street, ours, you have to go
Whereas-
into the school.
Which, you know, if
Yeah.
you drive by, you look up, you see somebody, you can't see.
Yeah,
what's
and you
going on.
can't determine whether they're on the playground or they're at
Yeah,
the
that's
skateboard
right,
park.
That new pet playground that's right
Right.
there. Or out in back of it,
Mhm.
in the field area.
well, if we meet and, you know, kind of lay out what the issues are.
Sure.
What kind of rules that have to be enforced, when should it be open, when
Yeah.
should it not be,
Right.
things like that, so that everybody comes to an understanding and
Now, I haven't been over there for years, is there an opening in the fence to get
Yeah,
in,
there's a
or
little, I
Oh,
mean, it's a 4-foot high chain link
Okay.
fence.
that there's a little walkway
And there's
through?
a walkway, so, yeah, there's a way to gain entrance.
Well, if it's 4 feet, they'll jump it
Yeah,
anyway.
they're gonna, I mean, I think the one in Hopkins has got an 8-foot.
Yeah, I haven't been over.
Hopkins is huge.
Yeah, they've got, I think
Yeah.
they've got an 8 or 10-foot chain link fence all the way around it, so, and I mean, as it's, when it's closed, it's closed. But yeah, they're more visible to the police going by, or whoever's, to the public, or whoever's over there.
Yeah, because you're right, if you go by here and you look over there, you see
can't tell.
kids.
Or
But you don't
may
know
not
where
even
they are.
see kids, depending on the shadows, the time of night, you know, at night, it's kinda hard
Yeah.
if you're not. unless
Imagine it's tough to skateboard at night.
they're- They're out there, they're out there in the dark, or whatever
With
they're doing.
little lights on their
Headlights.
helmets.
Yeah,
Some of them aren't wearing helmets, I know that was a
yeah,
problem.
a lot of them are not wearing helmets, when the kids go over there, I know after school, they're just,
Yeah.
and they're.
And that says, one of the rules was to wear helmets,
Yeah.
so. I think they're probably just looking for some ground rules,
Mhm.
because there is a lot of kids
There
that
was some
want
over there, I don't know if the sign is gone, or.
it. Yeah, I remember there was some over there, I don't,
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention, there was a sign I saw at one point on the fence, but I haven't seen it lately, so.
The problem with that is, even if the rules, if there's
Nobody there to
no
enforce
adult
it.
there to supervise it, they,
Right.
you know,
Then, yeah, the kids. They're not gonna.
And then I just put back on there as a reminder, and it'll stay on there until delivery session's over, for delivery session, Saturday the 4th, 9 o'clock.
Half for 20.
That's all I have, Tom.
I'd just like to, again, kind of bug people about needing to have a plan in place when good weather arrives in the spring to get a lot of that stuff done in the town hall.
Mm.
You know, hopefully, the team engineers can get us some concrete plans for.
Yep.
You know, those spires and, other things that have to be done so that we can really get going.
Yep.
I know there was concern when we were looking at it about the historical value, so it might not hurt to get
Sure.
Sherry Burdick involved in the and, you know, when the
Mhm.
team comes back with their report.
Okay.
Have her involved, just to give it a glance over and say yay, nay on the historical accuracy.
Yeah, because it's on the registry.
Right.
Yep.
So, before we stick our foot in our mouth,
Mhm.
just let her give it a buzz over.
Okay.
Public comment? Anybody have correspondence? Other business? He's setting records nowadays.
Good deal.
I guess after we adjourn, I just want to update the two members who weren't there for the police negotiations.
Oh, sure.
Change that we
Yep.
made. But other than that, nobody has anything for non-public?
Nope.
Okay, move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Happy New Year.